All right, everyone, this is my 2024 Ford Transit Trail, and unfortunately I have to sell it. I'm working on a business and I just frankly don't have the time or the money for it. I love this van. It's a great van, and I've got I think it's like about 33,000 miles on it. I've taken it on a few trips. It's performed very well. It's 10 speed. It is the EcoBoost turbo motor, which does require 87 plus octane, so not the low grade fuel. What else? So I guess I should say I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible, but I'm also going to try to include any helpful, relevant, interesting information on the build. I'm sure I'll skip things, most likely on accident, so if you have questions, please feel free to call or text me. I'll leave my contact info in the description, but my phone number is 801-319-1526. So I bought this brand new from Colorado Springs, and I am the one who did the conversion. I drove it out to Tennessee for a kit from a company called Moxie Van Company. They actually only do custom builds, but they had a kit on hand that the guy backed out, and so fortunately I was able to snag it and do most of the build myself. So this thing's about 90% complete. There's definitely a few things left, including the ceiling, which we'll go over. But as far as the outside, so the wheels and tires are factory Ford. I did do on top the LED bar, which does work. I probably shouldn't mention which things do and don't. I've got a Starlink mounted up there, which works wonderfully, and that will be included. There's also 300 watts of solar panels, and lastly a Dometic brand air conditioning unit, which is awesome. It's very nice, very high quality, and I'll show you those things. Going around here, I did do kind of a short stubby antenna. I didn't like the other one. These running boards are factory. They're very nice. And we'll go back here. I did add the Aluminess rear ladder and tire carrier, which is great. So I should mention there's a teeny little hole. That thing right there smashed it. I didn't really think about it, but when I installed the ladder and swung it open, I popped a hole in the taillight. So there is that. I did add that window. It has the tow package, which is nice. This is the 350 van. It is the high roof edition or model, I don't know what you would call that, version. And it is non-extended. So it's just sort of the regular length transit van. I think that's most of it on the outside. We'll start right here. So you can see all the sort of wood, let's say, is part of the kit. Very nice, high quality Russian birch wood. I added this nice little folding table and a little bit of grass there as sort of a rug. I did also increase the fridge. I think it's 3.3 cubic feet is the size. It originally was a much smaller sized fridge with a cutting board and whatnot, and so I got the nice big fridge put in there. There is no freezer, keep that in mind. Then you've got drawers there for whatever you want. And then up top here we have the Dometic double burner and sink. This is a great little setup. It works well. And this is plumbed and working to I think it's 20-gallon tank. And then I do have an optional auxiliary tank that I ordered and never installed that goes where the spare tire goes. The way this configuration works, I really liked it. That's why I drove to Tennessee to get it, is this section here actually will slide back, all the way back to there. And then underneath these is a table, and these are sort of the back cushions, and so you can have a place to sit and work and eat and whatever, and have the bed out of the way. I ended up usually keeping it in this configuration, so I'd use that for storage, and then would just kind of keep this extended the whole way. The ceiling is not done. I have all the materials to do it. I just frankly got too busy and haven't finished it. But I've got the boards and the fabric to wrap it and everything you need. The lights for the ceiling, it's frankly not that difficult. It's just, it's a project, and I just sort of got busy, unfortunately. So the electrical is done, and I think done very well. It's a really nice DC system using the Victron components, and I'll show you that in the back there. We've got several plugs with USB outlets that are all over the place. This is for the top lights. There's only that one that I've wired for now. And then this will be for, the kit includes, once the ceiling panels are installed, there's a whole row of cabinets that match with all of this. And so that's tons more storage room. And underneath those cabinets is, I believe, actually 2 lights. So there's a light for over there, and then there's a light for here over the kitchen area. So I did install this, I can't remember what it was called, but kind of had space, extra storage. And I have the Van Essentials window covers for the sliding door and the rear windows. They work great. They're magnetic and they give you a lot of privacy. I also have this, it's literally just a wool blanket on the curtain rod, and I punch the holes and everything. It works great. So you have tons of privacy in here. Let's see up front. So I will be including the bullet point mount, which has ham radio, GoPro, and this is currently for the iPhone, the magnet one, which is really nice. I won't be including the dash cam or radar detector. If you really want them, maybe you can pitch in a little more, but I would like to keep those. It does have the very nice screen. I think it's a 10-inch screen, and this thing is awesome. Excuse me. It is very nice. It has CarPlay and just all the bells and whistles. I very much like it. The LED bar is wired to one of those switches. I'm gonna turn this off before it connects to my phone. And all right, what else? Oh, and then I also have a very nice sunshade for the windscreen that is also included. Okay, so this here, I did a leather cover. My buddy handmade it. It's very nice. For my dog, I do have a dog, and so I've done pretty well to detail the whole van just now, but there might be a stray dog hair or two in here. Just a heads up. I did, because I'm a bit of an audiophile, get a custom subwoofer. I think it's a 12-inch, and there's an amp behind it. A buddy of mine is a very talented car audio guy. He helped me with this. So the sound system, all the speakers are upgraded, and we have the amp driving more power. The tweeters are upgraded. Everything's upgraded, including the rear speakers, which was an additional option for the rear doors there. So the sound system is phenomenal. So there's storage under here, and then there's also storage under this one here and this one here. This one here is full of 6 Lion Energy lithium batteries, which total I think is 630 amp hours. It's a lot. I went overboard on purpose with the electrical system in here. It is far too good with the best components. My thinking with this van was that it was going to be sort of my off-grid adventure mobile office, and that's kind of what I built it for and what I planned for. And so that's why I have the electrical system the way I do, and the water situation as well. I just have, there's one water tank in here. Let me show you real quick. And that goes all the way back, and then also there's the pump just right there. I did cut this for the auxiliary tank, as it would be mounted underneath here and the hose would come up through there, go into there, tap into the system. But I never did that, so that's just there. It has a sprayer there which you can pull out and is connected, I think, to the pump. I don't remember. I think so, but I could be wrong. Here is the AC panel for all the outlets. And then let's show you the electricals in here. That back there is the Starlink router. And you can see actually underneath how the bed system works, which is kind of cool. It's on these like sliding channels. It works really well. All right, here's the electricals. So you can see it's pretty much exclusively Victron components. Really nice big inverter, multi plus 2, 3000. I've got the brand new 50 amp alternator chargers, 2 of them. So if you ever run out of power because you're cranking the AC or whatever, you can just turn the van on, it'll charge up pretty quick. I've got 2 separate solar chargers. That's the Servo GX monitoring system, which you saw the little monitor that I clicked on. These are 2 Lynx distributors to kind of share the wealth, share the power everywhere, the 2 disconnect switches. And then you can see those very big, beefy, extra large cables go back into there where the battery compartment is. But it's a very, very nice system. I don't even want to think how much money I've spent on it. Quite a bit. Yeah. Oh, there's the AC, the Dometic AC. And then it also does have the Max fan, which is great. Disclaimer, the Max fan leaked from the factory. There's a very small leak that leaks down on the floor when it rains. And then another disclaimer, I just found out that this is leaking. I did this myself. I followed everything to the T because I was a bit paranoid about cutting a hole. And unfortunately there is a leak. I noticed a wet spot on here just the other day when it was raining. So that would need a revisit. It would not be too hard to do, as I'll show you. Let's go up top real quick. Okay. Let me do it this way. Okay. So you can see up top here how things are all laid out. There's the Starlink. It's on a very nice magnetic mount that I've been in some crazy winds and it has not flown off. So it's pretty secure. The solar there, and then the Dometic AC here. So I think that's it. Real quickly, I do want to also add, I forgot, but I'm gonna just throw this in the video somewhere. Underneath the passenger seat is a heater. It's a very nice heater. I was gonna mention when I was over here, that's the control for it. It's an Espar heater, E-S-P-A-R. They're very high quality, works great to keep it nice and toasty in here. And then there's a little exhaust right there for the, it taps directly into the gas tank. I actually dropped the tank and installed it, and it works great. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in real quick because I definitely forgot to talk about the heater in the video. I'm gonna get back down. So I'm sure I've forgotten something. I'm sure there will be more questions. This is obviously a fairly significant investment. I totally understand that. So happy to answer any questions, take you for a test drive, all that good stuff. Please shoot me a text if you're interested. Asking price is $98K, which is substantially lower than the total build cost. And it's not even 2 years old. It's, you know, a year and a half or something like that. So it's a great van. I do love it. I'm very sad to sell it, but unfortunately priorities change. So let me know if you're interested, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.